Okay, squad, so I am hoping and I am praying that I can get this reading done. This is my fourth attempt. The first time it started thundering and everything just kind of went out. So I'm like, let me just take this time to catch up on reading Harry Potter with my son. So we took some time off. And then I come back and then my cat starts crying and just being all crazy. So I didn't want that coming up in the video. And then the third time, I just couldn't breathe. And I'm like, oh my God, someone's going to be like, Lissette, go blow your nose. But allergies are the realest. You guys might understand how I'm feeling. I can never breathe. Oh my God. So, attempt number 4. Let's get into this. Let's see how this is going to go down. Now, this will be for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, okay? And for July 2018. Now, with the readings that I have tried to get through before, there has been this energy of distraction around us, or people or things around us that are no longer serving us. Right now, with Tauruses, guys, we are in a place that we are really setting boundaries and we're really just going according to our flow and our vibration more than ever. As you guys know, the past few years of being a Taurus has not been easy. I would say in the last year or so, for a lot of us, it's gotten a lot better. But I feel like before that, let's talk about maybe like the last 5 to 10 years or so, there's just been a lot of trials and tribulations. But what happens when you oppress a person or you oppress a group of people? They come back strong. They come back resilient. They come back, with that suit of armor where you can try to do so much to them, but it's not going to stick. It's like, give me your best, baby. I've been through the worst. So let's see what's going to go on here. All right. I'm curious to see how all of these readings tie into one another, because the cards have been different, but for the most part, it's been a similar message. Okay, this extra card wanted to fall out. We have the King of Wands. So maybe some of you are dealing with the fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or you're really, really passionate about something and really becoming the boss in a certain area in your life. The energy that we have here is the Eight of Cups. Walking away from something that you are or once were emotionally invested in. Okay, and we have the Death card and the Fool card. Okay, and the Tower card in the reverse. We're walking away because we know that there's so much expansion in life. And we're trying to dodge all the bullets that we can so that we can succeed, so that we can have this new and exciting start without any sort of detriment or anything that's going to hold us down around us. Okay? Now, going into the past, the first card that we have is the Queen of Swords. So you could be dealing with the Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, man or female. Okay? But this is the energy of somebody who just really wants to do well with what they're doing. So they're going to cut out anything that's detrimental. They're going to think very logically about how do I get from point A to point B to point C, and that's their only focus. So let's see why this is there. And we have the Eight of Cups. So I feel like this is just an energy where either some of you were walking away from Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or something that you felt that you just had to cut out. It just wasn't working for you. And we have the King of Swords. So definitely could have been an air sign for a lot of you. Or just getting to a place where it's just like, I have to focus, and this is not really a time to focus on my feelings or what my heart may want in the moment. It's time to focus on how I'm going to get past this, or how I'm going to get to a certain place that I want to go to. Alright? Four of Wands. You're really building a foundation here. Maybe for a small number of you, maybe like 5 to 10% of you, you're leaving one air sign for another. Okay, just have to put that out there. But a sense of stability that you're building, but it's because you're focused. The next card that you have for the past is the Two of Pentacles. Trying to find this balance. For some of you, maybe you're juggling 2 things, 2 people, 2 ideas, 2 different jobs that you could take. Something like that. But this is all in order to find balance within ourselves. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. You're being patient. You're trying to find balance. You're seeing, and weighing out what's going to be best for you in your life. And you have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Again, guys, I'm sorry for how stuffed I am. I can't help it. I've been like this for like the past 4 years, okay? So with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, There's this sense of having to find balance, but in order for me to find this balance, there's something that I need to give up on. There's something that I've just been trying way too hard. Okay, so this is what you're telling yourself at this point. We have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So if you were out being a player, you know, talking to several people, you're cutting that out. If there's someone in your life doing that to you, you're cutting that out. If there's anything that made you emotionally unstable, it's being cut out. Death card, you're ready for something new. All right, last card for the past, the Temperance card. Going towards peace of mind and peace of your soul just being at ease. Your soul not having that nagging feeling that's telling you, wake up. We have to get away from this. This isn't good for us. And we have the King of Cups. So maybe there's a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, that's coming into your life that helps you find balance. Or maybe you're just taking this emotional, how do I want to say, you're taking charge of your emotional responses to things. Feeling very powerful within yourself, how you express yourself, maybe becoming a bit more transparent in regards to how we feel, and getting over harsh endings with the Ten of Swords in the reverse. All right, so with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, even if there's a sense of rejection that you're feeling, or that you have to reject somebody else, or maybe there's financial loss, okay, whatever uncomfortable feeling you're going through, the worst that could have happened is past you. All right, so now you're taking this very strong position of, you know, of the Emperor, where you know you're able to manifest whatever it is that you want. So moving past hardships, basically. Now, in the present moment, the first card that we have here is the Page of Wands. Could be talking to Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or a new idea that you have. Something that you're extremely passionate about. Something that you really feel is a good idea, a good plan. Something that is your wish fulfillment. So you're talking about getting into something new. You feel like everything's just working itself out. If it's not necessarily coming into something that's wish fulfillment, then you're really healing from something. This is going to be very good healing energies here. And you have the Six of Pentacles. So you're really just finding balance right now. We have the High Priestess in the reverse. And with the next card being the Four of Swords here, there's definitely a connection here. I want to move forward in a certain direction, but I'm not exactly sure of what I'm doing. Is this the best thing for me? Is there any warning signs or red flags that I'm ignoring here? Okay. And be careful with that, because if there's anything that you're ignoring, it could amplify and it could get worse than what it is. But to give you a key as to what is this for you specifically, we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So what is in your life right now that you're keeping around you that you can do without? A friendship that if they never talk to you again, like you won't care at all. Or maybe a job that you have that if you won the lottery, you wouldn't even let them know. You would just not show up. What is in your life that if you didn't have it tomorrow, it would literally not change anything for you except the fact that you don't have to deal with the forced situation anymore? That's something that you cannot ignore. All right. So let's see why this Four of Swords is here. The Magician. You know that you're able to manifest what you want. It's just that sense of hesitance before you do it, or just wanting to think about the right way to do it. And we have the Five Swords in the reverse, and that could be why you're hesitating, or why you're really thinking about what's my next move, or what's the best thing to do here, because I don't want problems. I don't want BS. And I'm like laughing as I see this, because for the last few months, all the readings that I have been doing, for the most part, when you see the Five of Wands or when you see the Five of Swords, it's always in reverse for the Taurus. It's just like, please, I just don't want it right now. I don't get paid to argue with you, you know, that sort of feeling. So the last card that we have here is a Three of Wands. There's going to be expansion somewhere in your life, but is there something that you're waiting to come in, or is there something that you have to turn your back on in order to expand? Okay, because you're guarding yourself from someone or something. You're protecting yourself from, you know, anything that could be detrimental for you. All right, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So guys, there's a lot of expansion here. The money's going to be good. Okay, with the Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, that's the type of, you know, financial situation where you don't have to check your bank account before going out to eat with your friends. If you want to grab a drink at the bar, you don't have to, order the cheapest beer that they have. You can order what you want. And as Tauruses, I know that, living to a certain standard is very important for us. All right? Now we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. So there's something here that you turn your back on in order to expand, in order to walk into your purpose, in order to find whatever success is to you, whether it's in a relationship or a job or, just a friendship that you really want to strengthen. But there's something here that you're turning your back on in order to get that. And maybe someone's not happy about that. Maybe someone's really harsh about it, or they give you their 2 cents, but their 2 cents is kind of cruel. And it's like, wow, you really didn't have to put it that way. Okay? But it's because you're going into that new start in your life. All right? You're going on a new journey that maybe only you could understand at this point. Moving forward, Taurus, we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. Amicably parting ways with someone someone in your life to put them in the past, or coming back to somebody from your past, having that reconciliation. So let's see which way this goes, because it can mean both things. We have the Five of Wands in the reverse, so whatever you're doing, what did I just say? Five of Wands in the reverse, we're not here for the problems. Don't give it to us. We're not going to pay mind to it. So this is just a sense of not wanting to fight, not wanting to argue. Look, there's Seven of Swords in the reverse. Alright, so I'll say a few things on this. For some of you, maybe there's something that you find out specifically about a Leo, but maybe a fire sign or something that you're very passionate about, or someone very passionate in your life, where a secret comes out and either they're really pissed off at you because it's the fire energy that's in the reverse, or it really pisses you off where you feel a loss, but there's still something strong that comes in. Okay? Bless you, baby. And with the Hierophant here, the universe is helping you by removing something from your life. Okay? So there's a secret that comes out where you feel that you have to part ways with somebody. You feel like you have to put it in the past. The only thing I can say on this is if it's a secret that's really detrimental, you're the one finding out the secret. All right, I understand you for parting ways. If it's a secret that someone finds out about you, don't have that shadow element that Tauruses can have sometimes, where it's kind of like, oh, you found that I fucked up? Oh, well, I'm going to keep it moving. Because there are, the shadow element Tauruses and the lower vibration of Tauruses. And when I say that, I mean that some people can be evolved a little bit more than others. Some people can be more mature than others. All right? Because a low maturity Taurus could be a disaster to deal with. I will admit that. Okay? I've been that Taurus before. But if you are in a place where someone is catching you do something foul, don't just walk away. Own up to it. Okay? Just to clear out the karma from that, happening the same way to you. So have the courtesy of saying, I'm sorry, I fucked up. But then walk away if you need to. Okay? But either way, there's something here where a secret comes out and you want nothing to do with it. The next card here is the Chariot in the reverse. So something that is really out of control. All right? You lost complete control of whatever this is. And with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, for relationships, maybe it's somebody who can't stick to just one person. Maybe it's something that's leaving you or somebody around you emotionally unstable. And we have the Devil card. So for some of you, it could be Capricorn. For others of you, just something very toxic here. But again, it's something that had to be let go of for this to happen. And eventually, we go on the path to make this happen. We release all the burden. Why is this Ten of Wands in the reverse here? We have the Strength card. Being strong, being resilient, releasing a burden. Okay, and we have the Eight of Swords. So there's an illusion that we're still stuck on, although we have released the burden. So for some of you, you ended something, and it's going to lead you to be very happy with this Ten of Cups here. But you could be stuck on what you let go of, okay? Or maybe you've let go on something. Let's say you let go of a bad habit. Just because we let go of a bad habit today doesn't mean we're going to think about it. Or we're not going to think about it tomorrow, rather. So it could be something where it's just like you may have stopped it physically, but now you have to stop it mentally. I feel like it's that sort of thing, okay? And, I was saying this in the last video that was almost done before I posted it. But I don't want you guys to think that I'm ever coming off in a narcissistic, malicious sort of way, because people have said that to me before. They're like, you can't just walk away from something that is shitty. You know, that's, you got to deal with things. And I realize that. And I realize that we have to deal with certain things in our life, but I have also been through stories and things that would make you guys cry and just fall on your knees, as I'm sure that you guys have as well. But I've been through so much pain and darkness that when something doesn't serve me, especially if I'm not that attached to it, it doesn't deserve an explanation from me, I do just walk away. All right? Obviously, if I do something messed up and it's someone who was close to me, like a family member or a lover or something like that, of course, I'm going to own up to my shit and, you know, I'll give them the closure that they need. But for the most part, if it was like that acquaintance friend or, you know, a coworker that was just gossiping a lot, I'm not going to explain myself to you. Like I said, my motto is, if I'm not getting paid to do it, I'm probably not going to want to do it. I'm not going to want to argue with you. It's just going to give me a headache, and it's making me lose time of productivity. Okay? So I don't want you guys to think I'm like this crazy, evil person. I'm not. I've just been through a lot, and I'm very focused on what I want. And not everybody deserves your attention. Okay? Alright, guys. So let's see what the advice is for Taurus. This is the furthest I have gotten. So let's see. What is the advice for Squad? July 2018. Ooh. It's funny because I already have something I want to talk to you in my head about. That's in my head that I want to talk to you about. But the High Priestess, it's funny that that came out. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse. And we have the High Priestess here. Okay. So, alright guys. This is actually eerily similar to the advice cards that fell out when I first tried to record this. So, there is something here, you know, with the High Priestess. Again, like I said, you don't need proof. You don't need pictures. You don't need text messages. You don't need anyone to confirm it for you. The initial feeling that you have on a situation, you gotta follow it. Because there's something that you're realizing here that you don't think is fair. Or maybe someone's realizing something about you that they don't think is fair. Where there's manipulation here. Okay? Now, there's a decision that has to be made to let go of whatever is bringing out those shadow elements. Whether it's you that is the catalyst to this or it's somebody else that is starting this. Okay? With this, you know, this is the way I look at it. If you're being shitty towards another person, they don't deserve that, but you also don't deserve to be in a situation where you're making yourself look bad. Okay? It's just not something you want to be around. You want to go towards situations that is going to bring out the best in you and that you're going to bring out the best in others. If it's somebody else who's playing with your emotions or doing something wrong, there's just things aren't working out, then you have to walk away from those sort of things. But there's something big that's on the rise because there's something that the Taurus has been brewing up for, you know, the last few months or so. But there's something that's causing a sense of instability. So you have to figure out what that is, although you already know what it is because you have the High Priestess here. And whatever that is, I'm not saying that it has to be forever, but it's just something that needs to be put on the back burner. Guys, the next few years is so important. I would say like the next 6 to 7 years because as you guys know, the past for Taurus has been so difficult. There has been a lot of trials and tribulations. There has been so much pain that the Taurian has gone through. I feel like the last year it's gotten better for a lot of people. Last year or two, rather. But what is in your life that you've tried and you've tried and you've tried, but you just haven't gotten what you needed from it? Okay? Or you gave it so much, but it didn't work out for you. We have the Temperance card in the reverse. So something that's leaving you imbalanced. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, whether you're a male or a female Taurus. This is something that, again, you've put so much time into it, and now you could be acting kind of petty because it's like, look, I did A, B, C, D, E. You could go through the whole alphabet, and it's like, I did so much, and I got nothing, or I didn't get what was expected of this. Okay? So you're leaving it in the past. For some of you, maybe it's somebody within love that just couldn't keep it in their pants. They just couldn't keep it just with you. For others of you, this was somebody that was a good talker. You know, they could really sell salt to a slug. But you realize that that's all it was, just talk, and that they weren't actually going to sell anything to anyone. All right? Or they were going to sell it, but, you know, you wouldn't be able to find them. The office would be closed down and completely emptied out, you know, the next day. That sort of energy. So there's something here that just has to be let go of. And you guys are well on your way to doing it, because the past few months have been about release. And it doesn't have to be, you know, a romantic partner. It could be a friend that just wasn't serving you anymore. It could be a job or a co-worker that you just couldn't stand being around. Now, just recently, it's July now, but think about it. Around the end of June, the 28th and the 29th, all right, depending on where you are in the world, we have the full moon in Cancer. So what is that about? That is about setting certain boundaries with people. And for some of us, it was going to happen in a very harsh way. For others of us, it was going to be something that was a little difficult, okay? But we were setting boundaries, and we were clearing out this particular energy that just didn't serve us. And while all of this was happening, trust me, I was feeling it too. My emotions were all over the place because of this. And especially now that I work in helping people, I'm just very humble, because I know that behind every smile and every I'm okay, there's some sort of story that everybody has. I realize that. But there was a point where I really had to question myself, and I'm like, am I just being cruel? Am I just being a jerk? Because there's so many changes in my life, and I don't feel like I'm warning people. I just feel like I'm dropping them. You know, I just feel like I'm walking away from it. But after you go through a lot of the things that we have gone through, you know, just the Taurus experience the past few years, you get to a point where you become so tired that when you finally build yourself back up and somebody tries to attack you, or somebody just comes with, you know, a whack energy, we just don't have time for it. We don't feel like we have to, like, we should explain ourselves. I'm getting that ringing in my ear. So it's funny, because I've been looking up, the reason I say that, I've been looking up recently what it means to spiritually awaken, okay, when someone's truly doing it, because there are so many people out here like, I'm woke, but they're not woke at all. They are in a deep hibernation, okay? But there's been certain things happening with me, and I'm sure any of you who, you like tarot, you like spirituality, you're into getting to know yourself and getting to know the world and just how everything works and the oneness of everything. There's certain things that are going to happen to you when you're getting to a higher level. Eli, buddy, what's up? What's up? You want to wait upstairs for me? I'll meet you there. Okay? You're distracting, mommy. What did we talk about? Thank you. So there's this sense of when you're spiritually awakening, when you're getting to a certain point, there's going to be a lot of changes in your life. If you feel like you've been hearing ringing in your ears, that's going to be confirmation from, you know, angels, things like that. And I don't mean to sound crazy, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy if you haven't experienced it. But there's going to be, you know, sometimes pain that you could get around your face, all around. There could be very rapid weight gain or weight loss. For those who have been with me till day one, it's like, damn, Lissette's been eating some good ass steak and drinking some good ass drinks, because my happy ass got a little plump, and I'm happy because that means that I was able to go out and buy good food. And, you know, before, when I was really skinny, it was easy to do it because I was really broke too. So now that's just me just enjoying my life. I took a little hiatus. I'm getting back to it. It's whatever. But there's little things like that, you know, hearing these rings and, you know, going through these body changes where you have pains, maybe in your lower back, you know, just in your spinal area, and it's coming out of nowhere. You're not really doing anything that would have to do with you, you know, changing in these ways. One of the biggest symptoms, and the reason why I'm talking about all this, I'm sorry, I'm a storyteller, guys. I like to give tea time. But the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because one of the symptoms of spiritually awakening is waking up one morning and just anyone that you may have hung out with before, they just no longer impress you. Okay? And, you know, especially to anyone who may know me personally who feels this way, that I've cut you off, I'm going to kind of give you a small tribute real quick. I don't want anyone to ever take anything personally. It's just I've gotten to a point where there's certain things in life that I need to have, and one of those is peace. Okay, so, I recently had someone tell me, and if you're watching this, I love you. No harsh feelings. But I recently had someone tell me, they're like, I feel like you don't really want to be around me anymore, which is messed up because I knew you at your worst. Okay, and I've grown a lot in the past year or two. And I'm like, it's nothing personal, nothing against them. But that's also not a good argument because I tell you guys all the time, when we are at our worst, we have to be careful of the energies that we attract in our life. Okay? Because when you're in a really bad place, you're going to attract people who are in a really bad place. And if you're strong-willed and you get yourself out of that same place, it's not that you leave people behind. It's just like, okay, well, I got myself out of this hole, and I can only do so much to get you out of that hole. But at the end of the day, we only have ourselves, and we have to really just focus on being our best selves so we can give our best to the world. So if you're on the road to spiritual awakening, if you're on the road to doing more in life, if you want to be a humanitarian, philanthropist, just something that you're going to make a big mark, you have to make sure that you are around supporting energies. So you have to follow that. It's not that you're dropping anyone or doing anything foul towards anybody. It's just that you have to do what suits you and the energies that feel okay. All right? Once you guys become stronger within yourselves, it's not going to be odd if you literally feel sick being around people that are very negative. All right? So it's not that, I try to be a jerk, and I'm sure you guys can experience it too. It's just the fact that when I allow bad energies into my house, I pay for it. Okay? The next 2-3 days, I'm sick. I don't function the same way. So that's why I have to be so careful. And so I just feel like Taurus is at a whole. If you allow yourself, you could be in a place of spiritual awakening, especially if you guys are coming out of something that was very painful for you. That is a necessity to spiritually awaken yourself. You need to go through something very difficult. Okay? It doesn't happen without that. All right, so I'm talking too much, guys. I love you so much. I'm so happy that this recorded and didn't shut off. But I will be back with love readings next. So if you guys need me, you know where to find me. All of my information is always in the description to all of my tarot videos. Just hit me up for a personal reading if you need it. Now, guys, the wait time is about 2 weeks right now, but I do offer emergency readings if you need to hear from me right away. Because I have people get really, really, really angry at me when they see the 2-week wait. So I just don't want you guys to be, surprised by it. But just know that your girl is moving mountains to make it a 2-week wait. It should really be a 2-month wait, okay? So I love you guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Head up, squad.